Good Saturday morning, Holy Trinity family, as this first week of Advent concludes. Today's readings are all about healing, the people who need it and the people who bring it. Both the prophet Isaiah and the psalmist identify God as a healer who binds up wounds. And the good news of the gospel from Matthew is that the broken people who need binding up are also the ones who bring healing. A few evenings ago, Holy Trinity hosted Praying with the Women of Advent, a simple soup supper and sharing with the Ignatian Spirituality Project. So a word about the Ignatian Spirituality Project, or ISP as we call it. We offer retreats and spiritual reflection for women and men who have experienced homelessness and addiction. The retreats thread together Ignatian spirituality and the 12 steps. On our retreat teams and among our spiritual reflection leaders are those who have and those who have not experienced homelessness or addiction. An ISP is based on the belief that every person has places of struggle in her life and that we all walk together on the journey of healing and recovery. And this is what I hear in today's gospel reading from Matthew. Jesus walks together with people on the journey of healing and recovery, and he invites others to do the same. Without cost, you have received. Without cost, you are to give. There's a sense of being with, being among, a mutuality of giving and receiving. It is kind of a pity that the reading you might hear or read today says that Jesus' heart was moved with pity for the crowds who came to him with every disease and illness. But the Greek word that's used here, and I am going to completely butcher it, is splanchnizomai. Okay, look it up. That's not how you pronounce it. But it literally means feeling something deeply in one's gut or one's bowels. And it's best translated as compassion. The Latin root of that is with, passion, suffer, to suffer with. The word pity has kind of come to mean a sort of feeling sorry for someone who has a problem that, thank God, I do not have. But Jesus came to bind up wounds, all our wounds, and he suffered his own wounds. So the good news is we're on both the receiving and giving end of that call to heal. We are called to be wounded healers, as Henry Nouwen beautifully described in his book of that name, about what it means to be a minister. So a deeply moving ritual that we sometimes do on the Ignatian Spirituality Project retreats is to write something that burdens us or blocks us or traps us or binds us on a piece of paper, just a little something. And then one by one in the small chapel at Loyola on the Potomac, we place our paper, which turns out to be dissolving paper, in a clear bowl on the altar until they're all mixed together. And then sometimes someone will wet her hand and she'll bless the next person to come up to the altar with her piece of paper. Bless her with the water. So one of the women who made her first retreat in October, and she's going to be on the next retreat in December as part of the team, she shared this through tears. How fitting it is that we bring our brokenness to the altar, offering all of ourselves to be used to bless and heal others. And that's it. That's good news. And this is also good news. God is often described in the Old Testament as being compassionate. The Hebrew word is rakum, which is related to womb, calling to mind the intense feeling a mother might have for her baby when she hears him cry. This is a beautiful image for Advent, our God as a mother tenderly feeling what we feel. And it's a very poignant image for me this Advent as our son Colin and daughter-in-law Ashleen had a baby boy, our first grandchild. Our psalmist calls upon us to praise the Lord who heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds, our wounds. He also tells the number of the stars and calls each by name, including our little grandson named Liam Patrick Cuff Leibold. Welcome, Liam.